You've probably come to this video having some expectations when it comes to your songwriting. You may have run into situations where things have become quite stale in your songwriting, or you just don't have any idea of where to start. And you want that feeling that you got from the very first song that you wrote that hooked you in to writing a brand new song. This is the inspiration driven type of songwriting that you want to have with every single song. And I'm here to teach you and show you that it's actually very possible to write inspiration driven songs. First thing I want to hit on when it comes to inspiration driven songs, this is the way you should write every single song. You can go about taking ideas that you want to play with to hone in your craft as a songwriter, but in the end, the ones that you release are the ones that it inspired something within you. It came from an experience. It came from something that lit up the creative side in you. What we're going to talk about in this video are the 3 places that you can go find inspiration and examples with each of these that are current, well-known songs, and then actually taking practical steps into taking these 3 sources and knowing exactly what to do in order to consistently, as if, on demand songwriters, that's what we're trying to become, right? That every song that we write is a hit, is a potential hit song. First one I want to hit on is your personal experiences. This may sound like it's a no-brainer, but a lot of people, when they start writing a song, they end up just taking the first thing that comes into their mind and then just focused on trying to write the song in a way that people will like it. This is not the approach you want to go. The reason why you want to focus on your personal experience as a source of inspiration is because you are so deeply connected to it. You have a very unique perspective in using your personal experiences in your songwriting. So here's an example I wanted to share with you that is a perfect one. A really big band, Coldplay, they have an album which is one of my favorite albums, which is Ghost Stories. And Ghost Stories is about Chris Martin's divorce from Gwyneth Paltrow. And it's a really painful story, but because he was vulnerable and he shared his personal experiences throughout the entire album and tells a story along the way, it connects. It makes you enter their world that Chris has created for listeners. And this is why you need to write from personal experiences, because you can take a situation and relate it to someone who's been there. You can actually help people get through problems and struggles through the use of using your personal experiences as a source of songwriting. The second source, and I think this is one of the most overlooked sources of inspiration for your songwriting, is books and movies. It can also be games as well. But books and movies is an awesome, awesome way to get inspiration. You can see there's a bunch of these books up here. I've read almost all of them. But reading these and understanding a different perspective or a different emotion, and maybe wanting to take an experience or a story that's here and make it my own. And that's how you go about taking books and novels and TV shows and movies and turning it into a song idea. Because again, it goes back to the first point of personal experiences. You're writing a song from your own personal lens, and a lot of books relate to a lot of different people. And so if you're using books that people love or books that inspire you, there's a lot of themes in those that you can communicate in your songwriting that really touches on the topic that people can relate to and start binging your music. It's relatability. You can start seeing the pattern here. A great example of a well-known song that got inspiration from a book was Florence and the Machine. So Florence and the Machine have a song called Hunger. Florence Welch, who is the lead singer of Florence and the Machine, actually in many interviews has said that that song was inspired by a book, Women Who Run with the Wolves. And she has said that the song Hunger was written during the time when she was reading that book. It's a very well-known song that a lot of people know. And so don't underestimate the books that you read or the TV shows that you're watching for inspiration-driven songwriting. The third source I want to share with you is very similar to the first point, and that is emotionally charged moments. You can even switch out moments for events. This, for example, could be someone makes you really angry. Like you're in a situation and it makes you really angry. It could be a breakup. It could be a death in the family. Like those are great sources of inspiration that you can use for songwriting. And on the flip side of the emotion, excitement, happiness. Like when you feel a sudden urge of strong emotions, this is a great time to write a song about it. Emotionally driven songs are inspiration driven songs. A great example of this is Taylor Swift. And it's really comical because we said, oh, Taylor Swift just broke up with this other prominent celebrity. Can't wait to hear what the next album's about. But guys, that's really awesome that she takes those moments and doesn't just be a victim. She takes those emotionally heavy, strong times and then she turns it into a song. And what happens when she turns it into a song? It becomes a hit and people love it because everyone relates to a Taylor Swift song, because everyone has been there in one moment in time. Those are the three: emotionally charged moments, personal experiences, and books and movies, media. Now, this is great to know where to get them. I'm actually going to go step by step that you can apply in your songwriting to be an inspiration-driven songwriter. The first one, and it's very much overlooked, it's your inspiration radar needs to be turned on. You can't just expect a song to leap into your lap if you're not actively seeking it. Whenever you're reading books, watching a movie, just personal inventory of your emotions, there's a world event. Like you need to always look for songs everywhere you go. This is what I mean by inspiration radar. Looking always for a song. The moment that you say, hey, this would honestly make a really good song idea. Maybe it's you hear someone say a phrase that's a really cool lyric that it creates an emotional charged moment. The next step is even more important when you're actively looking for a song idea, and that is write it down somewhere. Any musician that has made it in the music industry will say that when inspiration hits, you stop everything you're doing and you capture it. The book Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert really talks about when you actually don't take the moments to capture and write down your inspiration, it will go to someone else. And if you haven't read the book, I highly recommend it. She tells a story about where she pushed off on an idea and just let it sit. And actually, that same idea was transferred almost to a T, the same story that she told. And because she didn't act on the inspiration, it goes to someone else. It's a real thing, I promise you that. So whenever inspiration comes to you, you write it down, voice memo, whatever you do, you stop everything that you're doing and you capture that inspiration, because that is what will turn your songwriting into something that people will binge listen to, or those moments of inspiration. And then how you take these ideas and turn them into a song is through the lyric brand formula. And if you haven't used the lyric brand formula yet, just go click the link below and you can actually access that right now. It's free, and that is a 3-step of taking your idea, putting it into a song template, which then easily helps you generate lyrics on demand. I created it just so that lyric writing became a fun, inspiring thing. And this is what it's all about. It's being able to take an idea and writing something that people will binge listen to. So again, books and movies, personal experiences, emotionally charged moments and events. That is where you should always be looking for the pool of ideas for songs. And then after you have an idea, make sure you use the lyric brand formula to flesh out the song and release it to the world. And if any of you need help with your songwriting at all, feel free to send me an email with your questions and I'll get back to you. Mitchell at ondemandsongwriter.com. I will answer your email directly because I want to help you become an on-demand songwriter. You can also send me an email if you're interested in working one-on-one with me. If you feel like you want to take your work to the next level and you're just needing that little extra push, schedule a call and talk more about one-on-one opportunities. Again, everyone, continue to write, stay curious, and I'll see you next time.